now when we step on the brake, all that energy goes right back into the battery. And then when we drive, because this is a purely electric vehicle, and the fuel cell drives the vehicle. The battery only helps for acceleration. So altogether, we put about 120 kilowatts, which is plenty to drive the car very well. Yeah? And let me see if I got on the mode here that I just cruising. Then you see, like right now, it's just the fuel cell. You see the orange dots going from the fuel cell to the motor, and that's what powers the motor. And the green is the hydrogen going to the fuel cell, you know, the reaction, and the blue are the water vapor. That's the only emissions we have out of this vehicle. We have zero harmful emissions at all. You can literally run this car in your house. I'm gonna do a little here, but turn around.
Is this car specifically designed for hydrogen, or is this been adapted from another model?
From another structure, yeah. From an existing structure. So actually it was the Equinox, Chevrolet Equinox. And so there we used as much production parts, and so because the idea too, we didn't want it to have a futuristic car. We want to make sure we as an automotive industry saying, here we have a production fuel cell vehicle, and this is a small production, but it is a production vehicle. We validated, the certified, passed all the crash federal requirements. And because we have the project driveway, we put about 2.3 million miles already on this project driveway of the fuel cell cars in public roads in the hands of the public. So we don't lease this vehicle, but we let the families borrow for 2 months at a time each. And so by far, we're leading the worldwide. We lead on the fuel cell vehicle technology with this project. General Motors, yeah.
So as an Equinox, what kind of fuel consumption do they get?
They're very, the new Equinox now that we have, I think is close to the 30 miles per gallon. I think it's about 29 miles per gallon.
So how will this car compare to that?
This one compares differently, yeah, because we're not burning gasoline per se.
Right.
But we are doing that. We have 4.2 kilograms of hydrogen, and we do about 200 miles. So an average around 46 to 50 miles per kilogram.
Okay.
And
what's
the equivalent.
Kilogram?
Well, this is what they're not being dispensed yet. You know, if you have Chris's system here, that's where those comes up, because this vehicle to go in production to lower the price, cost, the availability now, you would need exactly infrastructure. You know, you can't do alone. We need partnership with the energy company, government, and you know, companies like Chris that provides the hydrogen availability. And I'm not sure the cost of Chris is, but you can assume it's very low because you're using, you know, wind energy to produce the hydrogen, water, and dispensing into the vehicle with that system. So now, Department of Energy today, they would expect the cell being by the energy companies to sell about I think 2 to 250 per kilogram, but it'll vary by region too. You know, in the Hawaii area is different, and
but if you sell it for 250 and gasoline is 335 or so, and you're still getting 10 more miles.
To the gallon. Well, the hydrogen in the fuel cell is highly efficient compared to the internal combustion engines. Much more efficient. So if we get out of here, we can grab the exhaust pipe and it's just warm, not hot, not even hot, just warm. So the efficiency of the fuel cell is very high. And as technology today is the best way we found to use hydrogen on vehicles is through the fuel cell. Because we can use an internal combustion engine. I think Chris has a demonstration right there. But it's not as efficient usage of the hydrogen as the fuel cell is. So.
What's the life of a fuel cell?
When we sell this vehicle to the public, will be exactly this. We warranty for 100,000 miles like we warranty any of our powertrain today, General Motors, in other words. Like same big question on the Volt. You know, how long the battery? We warranty the battery on the Volt 100,000 miles or 8 years. You know, and so we'll be confident to sell. So the durability would be very equivalent to what we have today on the internal combustion engine.
Now, for a production model, would you look to try to increase the range to about 400 or 500 miles or something that's equivalent?
Yes.
The 200, I'm assuming, is just because it's still a development vehicle.
Yes. Right on. We have which we call Generation 1, Gen 1, which it would be the production model, and we already have increased the efficiency by 20%. We would like to store more hydrogen in the vehicle, so the plan is to have it between 300 and 350 miles range. Yeah, that's just to bring it close to the today's vehicle, no doubt. Yeah, because it's not that you spend more money, but is the encumbersome of stopping in the station, yeah? And it's interesting, the point that some cars, they have a small fuel tank, even though their mileage is high, people tend to think, they feel, this car used too much gas. Why? Because I was just in the gas station. I'm putting gas again. And turns around, the car is really good, but you know, because packaging or size of the car, or so they do a small fuel tank, you have the conception, yeah, that's not, and it's very true. So we do need to increase the range, no doubt, yeah.
Now, I know Chris and Dave have talked about it. I don't even know if they've really developed something for the home yet, but you could, if you had a system to generate hydrogen in your home, this wouldn't be any different than plugging an electric car in, or if you actually had one of those units that you could hook up to your natural gas that comes into your home that converts the low pressure to high pressure. I mean, you could fuel it at home.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's the idea.
Something that requires a gas station.
No, that's the idea. I think what Chris has, there would be, this could, you know, you could have a home refueler. You could have one of his electrolyzer produce hydrogen in your home and dispense the hydrogen to the vehicle out at home. Okay?